What's going on, guys? The path to success in real estate investing is doing something that gets you outside of your comfort zone. I just did this myself, and I'm going to dive in to show you the ins and the outs of the property I just looked at because, wait for the pictures inside, it is scary. Let's dive into it. Hey guys, if we're meeting for the very first time, welcome to the channel. My name is William Dauria. I own single family properties, multifamily properties, commercial properties. I invest solely for passive income, and this house I found on the MLS. Let's dive into my computer. All right, guys, so I found this property on the MLS. It looks like this. The address is right here, so I had to kind of blur this out. But this is the important stuff, okay? It's 2,400 square feet. It's 4-bed. It's 2.5 bath. And it says 2.5 car garage, but that's a 2-car garage. Anyway, so they're asking $174,000. The ARV is $325,000, according to the seller. So make sure you always verify that. But here's the important thing about this, guys. There's a huge spread, but why? Because they have a showing and they give no pictures. Moving on. Okay, so as soon as we pull up to the house, this is what we see. Looks pretty cool from the outside, right? I'm like, okay, this is pretty clean. How bad could it be inside? And as soon as you open the front door, this is what you see. Yes, your first impression is probably similar to mine. And I said, okay, all right. So let me take all this in, and I'm walking through the house, right? And that's actually like a handprint. Kind of looks like a horror movie a little bit. And it was so dark in this house. Like everybody... all the investors walking through had flashlights. So a lot of this can, well, not a lot, but some of this can be cleaned up. Some of this needs to be just completely demoed. I have never looked at a firehouse ever. I did as much research as I could to figure out their estimated rehab so I can make the offer because I was not comfortable looking at this by myself. So I ended up doing a bunch of research to figure out what would be a reasonable offer for me. So somebody, an investor most likely, got some probably toilet paper and was testing to see how clean that could get. And porcelain's going to clean up pretty good. I'm not worried about that. Like the tile, the porcelain, this place will pretty clean up. What I'm worried about is all of the sheetrock because that stuff is not going to probably clean up very well. Basically what I budgeted for this house, and I'm going to keep going through the pictures here, I budgeted to completely tear off the sheetrock. Whether it could be clean, maybe not. I think that'd be too labor intensive. I'm going to take it down to the studs, build it back, and make it look like a new house. This picture right here told me more about the house, though, than any picture that I took, and I'll tell you why. If you look over here, my mouse is on the left side here. If you look over here, somebody, probably not with the permission of the owner, punched holes in the wall, and you can see that the wood in here, and this house is probably a 2000-something build, and you can see the wood in here looks brand new still. Like the bones of this house are completely intact. There's not even charring on it at all. Like, it looked like it was like one of those I think they call them like flash fires, where it's like a superficial fire, you know. It didn't get like deep into the bones, which is really good. Up here somebody had punched a hole in the top too, probably the same person. And you can't see it in this picture, but showed all the wiring running through. It was untouched, at least the part we could see, right? It was completely untouched. There's no charring at all. Of course, it did blow out all the windows and stuff like that. So basically, I was going to take this whole thing down to the studs. And, you know, this is upstairs. So upstairs is all smoke damage. There's no fire damage at all. I mean, well, like, you know, like the carpet's completely trash, you know, like, but there wasn't like flames upstairs for the most part. So you could maybe clean this. I don't know. I haven't done a firehouse, and this is kind of why I'm making this video, is because I was not super comfortable. This is way out of my element. Like, I've never dealt with an actual firehouse. I've done rehabs, never done a firehouse, right? And I said, you know what? I'm going to rehab budget to take it all down to studs and just take it all back. Like, a lot of the countertops can be cleaned, all the tile can be clean. But really, if you're going to tear it all down, just bring it all back up to 2021 standards, or HGTV standards, as some may call it. Okay, and this right here, right when I was getting in my car, I thought it was pretty funny because this was the house next door. It is for sale, and this will be a perfect comp for this property if I were to have got it. I made the offer. I figured it was going to be $125,000 in repairs is my estimate. Now, some pro could probably go in there and do it for less. I'm not a pro when it comes to fire rehabs because I haven't done one yet. This is my first stab at it, and those numbers, I hope, are super conservative. I want to show you something though, and this is something to look out for. See right here, I can zoom in just a little bit. This was piers put in for foundation work. So anytime you see like the neighbor's house had foundation work, technically or probably the soil that your house that you're looking at right next door is probably sitting on, well, similar soil. So if they're having foundation issues and you're looking at the house next door, you want to make sure you're looking for either foundation repairs or foundation issues that are going to need to be fixed, because you know, you're only talking about, you know, 40 feet over there's an issue. So technically there's probably an issue with the foundation that you're sitting on too. But that's a little bit of a tangent on that.
All right, guys, so the way I came up with the offer on this property was this, okay? I figured my budget, I think it's gonna cost me about $120,000 to fix it. So you have to work backwards when you're looking at a property, okay? So say the ARV, let's just say it was correct, okay? And the ARV was $325,000. Okay, so $325,000, I want to be in this property for no more than 75% right off the bat. I already know that. So I'm going to do times 0.75. That means for $243,000, now let's give or take a little bit, right? But call it $245,000. I don't want to be in this property for more than that, give or take a little bit, okay? So $245,000 minus my rehab budget, which I'm pretty confident I could do it for. Could be a lot less, but I don't want to take the gamble and it be a lot more. So we'll say $120,000 in repairs. Puts me at $123,000 all in on this property if you were to make an offer. That way you can go back to the bank, you can do a cash out refi on the new loan amount and actually get your money back. And looking at this house, I was totally out of my element. That's the point of this video, is to get out, do something outside of your comfort zone, like maybe make an offer on real estate. Go out there, run numbers, don't get stuck in analysis paralysis. Go out there, find something that makes sense on paper, run it by an investor that's done this before, get their second opinion on it, right? And then make the offer, guys. Even if it's lower than you think they'll accept, make the offer. I've made 14 offers in the last 14 days, and I don't care if I get a bunch of no's. I made an offer right before I turned on the camera just now. It's pending. I don't even know if I'm gonna get it, right? But keep making offers, because at the end of the year, how many houses do you think you'll get if you continue to do what you're doing right now versus you were to make offer after offer after offer that makes sense to you? At the end of the year, how many doors or properties do you think you could possibly own at that point? And you might be saying, I don't have the money, and we'll get to that as well, guys. Hey guys, if you like this channel, if you like this content, consider subscribing if you have not already. Make sure you hit the notification bell. I make several videos like this per week on being an entrepreneur and owning real estate for passive income. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.